The 1970s was a decade that witnessed a seismic shift in the world of bodybuilding. It was a time when the sport was beginning to shed its image as a niche activity and was stepping into the mainstream limelight. This was largely due to the arrival of a young Austrian named Arnold Schwarzenegger on the scene. In the early 70s, Schwarzenegger was a relative unknown in the United States. However, his charisma, work ethic, and awe-inspiring physique quickly made him a fan favorite. His meteoric rise to fame culminated in his first Mr. Olympia win in 1970, a title he would on to win 6 more times throughout the decade. Schwarzenegger's dominance in the sport brought bodybuilding into the mainstream consciousness and paved the way for its future growth. If you'd like to learn more about the fascinating history of bodybuilding and other sports, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the like button on this video. But the 70s was not just about Schwarzenegger. It was a time when bodybuilding was transforming from a sport focused on size and bulk to one that valued symmetry, proportion, and aesthetics. This shift in focus led to the emergence of new training techniques and dietary practices that are still in use today. One such practice was the emphasis on high-protein diets. Bodybuilders in the 70s were among the first athletes to recognize the importance of protein in muscle development and recovery. They began incorporating more lean meats, eggs, and dairy into their diets, a practice that is now standard in the sport. Training techniques also evolved during the 70s. Bodybuilders began to focus more on isolation exercises to target specific muscle groups and create a more balanced and symmetrical physique. This was a departure from the full-body workouts that were popular in the 60s and ushered in a new era of bodybuilding training. To continue on this journey through the history of bodybuilding and see how the sport has evolved, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. Your support helps us create more content like this, so subscribe and give us a thumbs up if you found the video informative and interesting. In summary, the 70s was a pivotal time in the world of bodybuilding. It was a decade that saw the sport transition from a niche activity to a mainstream phenomenon, largely due to the rise of Arnold Schwarzenegger. It was also a time that witnessed a shift in training techniques and dietary practices with a greater emphasis on symmetry and proportion, and the adoption of high-protein diets. So when we think of bodybuilding in the 70s, we should remember it as a time of transformation and growth, a time when the sport was redefining itself and setting the stage for the global phenomenon it would become. The 70s was a decade that shaped the world of bodybuilding in ways that are still evident today. It was truly a golden era for the sport. If you have enjoyed this trip back in time and you're eager to learn more about the history of bodybuilding, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like this video. Your support helps us continue our exploration of the rich and fascinating world of this sport.